Hi everyone, and welcome to the Free Range Diva. If you saw, I believe it was my last Get Ready With Me video, you know that I have been on the hunt for a concealer to replace my MAC Studio Sculpt. It has to be something that does not settle into fine lines. It has to have a good color match, and it has to really have good coverage. So I have three to show you today that I have been testing out. They are from Mineral Fusion, from Hynt Beauty, and from a company that you may not be familiar with, but if you keep watching, you're going to hear more about, and it's called Pure Anada. So first, let me show you how I apply each of these three concealers and what they look like, and then I'll be back to talk to you more about the products. So here I am. I'm not wearing any makeup because I want to see how well this is going to cover on bare skin. And primarily what I want to cover is darkness here and along the side of my nose, because I wear glasses and I get these indentations here that are red and look awful. And then I want to soften my freckles because they're so dark and contrasty that I don't want to cover them up, but I do want to make them a little less, glaring. So the first one I'm going to start with, we're going to go with the Hynt Beauty Concealer, and this is in the tan shade. Ooh, is that a mirror? Why is that there? There we go. That's in the tan shade. Okay, so the consistency is thick, but it's also very creamy. And with this concealer, you have to be really careful not to use too much. Otherwise, it's going to go into your fine lines. All right, so I'm going to look right here at the mirror and just lightly, yeah, I got way too much on my finger, but that's okay. And the reason people love this concealer so much is because it's full coverage. So if you can see, the shade match is pretty good. And it's covering the darkness. I'm looking out my window and there's a squirrel sitting on the tree, and my dog Duffy is in the bed, and I'm hoping he does not see the squirrel because I'll have to stop the camera. He will go crazy. Okay, so I'm going to come in a little bit closer so you can see what that looks like now. And there we go. So I'm just going to get the magnifying mirror too, and like I said, I used just a fraction of what I actually put on my finger. It's a little orangey, but it does cover, and the sample I got comes with two different shades, so it is possible that I could mix it with the medium shade to try and get a little bit, less orangey, to get a little bit less of an orangey look. You're going to want to set this, and the setting powder I'm using today is my MAC Prep and Prime. I actually ran my own report on this on EWG, and it gets a 1. So I wouldn't say run out and buy it, but you can certainly feel, if you have it already, you can feel pretty comfortable in using it, that it's, relatively clean. So give me a second here. Let's get this in. Okay. So I'll come in close again. Well, no, wait. I'm going to go straight into my second concealer. And this is a tiny little sample that I got from a company called Pure Anada. The color here is medium. This is almost an exact match to my matte concealer that I'm looking to replace color-wise. And the formula here, now this sample I think might have dried out a little bit because the formula is very thick, and my hands are cold. You need to have warm fingers to really warm this up. And so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to warm it between my two fingers here. Hope you can see, yeah, you can see that. And it feels a little stiff, but then all of a sudden, once it hits the right temperature, it just smooths out You can kind of feel it. There we go. The other day when I put this on, how's that? Yeah. The other day when I put this on, I had to hold my fingers over a candle to warm them up. My fingers get so cold. All right, so you can see this has got a lot of pigment. The coverage is pretty, you know, it's giving me pretty good coverage, I would say. I'm going to dab a little extra here on there. I'm going to go in with just a little bit more. Now, the thing that I like about this concealer is you can put on as much as you like, as long as you layer it, and it doesn't sit in fine lines. The Hynt Beauty, if you use too much and if you don't set it, it will definitely highlight your wrinkles and much better. And you know, it'll definitely creep into those fine lines. So I'm just gonna do that a little bit and then check this in the magnifying mirror to see how well I did. Okay, so what I'm seeing, and I'll come in closer than I am right now, it's pretty well blended. So let's see how this does with fine lines. So let me give you a close-up, there we go, and then I'm going to set it. Now, if you like this dewy texture, you don't have to set it, but I have noticed that it doesn't last all day. So setting, I do set this as well, so I'm getting my powder here. And let's just hit it. All right, I'm going to come in so you can get a comparison of the two. So I'm liking both of these. I think the colors both work. And yeah, I'm just looking over here. Yeah, I'm liking both of these so far. But I have one more I want to show you. So I'm going to take these off and then put on the third concealer. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I've taken off the two concealers and moisturized my eye area again. And the third concealer that I'm going to use today is from Mineral Fusion. This is in the color Warm, and there's what it looks like up close. So I'm going to start, this is the shade that I put under the eye, and then I use this shade on top on the lid area as an eye primer. So I'm going to do that now and show you what that looks like. So this is extreme, very creamy. Look at that. It goes on like a dream. So it's a good color match. So this is the kind of thing where if you're in a hurry and you don't want to have to worry about, you know, working too hard or having flawless coverage, this is what I would put on. Yeah, I'm putting it on both sides because I'm going to go ahead and put my makeup on after I get this on. This I can blend out a little bit with a beauty blender. I guess I hear too many people talking about beauty blenders. This is just a knockoff beauty sponge that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond, actually. Okay, so here we are. You can see, hopefully you can see that. So it's not as dewy, and I noticed that if you, as you go through the day, this area can start looking a little dry. So it's not a deal breaker, but I am going to set this to keep that from happening. So here we go with the setting powder again. All right, so let me come in again. There we go. So I'm going to let you tell me which one you think, you know, looks the best. Obviously, I'll be working with, I've already got a full size of the Mineral Fusion and a full size of the Pure Anadas coming. So I like them both, The Hynt, I don't know. I don't know that I would get a full size of the Hynt, but maybe I just need to work with it a little more, so I'm going to keep it and continue to work with it. But that's what I wanted to show you now. So I don't know, I'm going to go put on my full makeup right now and then come back and talk to you about the products. Okay, so I'm back and I have all my makeup on right now, and in case you're wondering, I groomed my eyebrows because they were looking a hot mess. So what I can tell you about each one, the Hynt Beauty is about $24 retail, I believe, and there are, you know, sales and coupons and things like that around. And it does have good coverage, I think. I mean, I think to get the really good coverage that everyone is, that a lot of green beauty bloggers love this for, you really have to apply more than I'm comfortable applying, because I noticed that when I apply too much, it really kind of seeps into fine lines and starts creasing. So the color match on this one is a little orange, as you noticed. So I don't think I'm going to be buying a full size of the Hynt. That may change, but right now I don't think so. I did, as you see, get a full size of the Mineral Fusion, and this one retails for about the same price, but I happened to walk into Whole Foods and they had the Mineral Fusion rep there, and they were having a sale on the products, and she had they were on top of the sale price that day. They were also an additional 25% off. And she had a $3 coupon. So I paid less than $15 for this, which I thought was an excellent deal, which is why I went ahead and picked up the full size, because I knew that even if the color didn't work below, that it would work, you know, as an eye primer, and I did use it today as an eye primer. So the Mineral Fusion, it does look kind of drying. I mean, I am wearing it today, and I really want to touch up, because I'm seeing, even though I set it, I'm seeing my freckles coming through more than I want to. So while I'm talking to you, I'm just going to put some more of this on, which I don't think anybody would want to be touching up their concealer during the course of the day. But as you'll notice, where I put it, now it may have come off a little bit when I put on my foundation, so there is that possibility. But I like the consistency of this. It's just the wearability may not be as great. I'm going to work with this a little more, because I'm not you know, I don't hate it. I don't like the fact that it can look really drying and like crinkly in the eye as the day wears on. I tried it without setting it, and I noticed a little bit of that, but I also noticed that today when I set it, I see more of it. So this has a nice finish. It's a nice satin finish, which is what I like. So I think that I will just use this from now on without the finishing powder, and it should be good. But I really, really like the lighter color on the lid as an eye primer. So just checking my eye makeup in the mirror now that, you know, now that I have it here. Okay, and then the last one is from a company called Pure Anada, and they are a Canadian company. Their website is called Pure Boutique, and this product sells for $12 Canadian on their website, which is less if you're buying here in the US. And they also have an Etsy shop where they have US prices and US shipping, you know, costs. And I think it's, at least for me, it's a little bit cheaper to buy it off the Etsy shop as far as the shipping goes. But they offer you a sample. They have the best sample program that I think I've seen online so far. Their samples are $1 Canadian, which is about 75 cents US. And most of their products have, you know, are available to sample. And I think they give you a maximum of 2 samples per product. And if you only order, you know, like samples in your cart, the shipping from the Canadian site is $2 Canadian, which is unheard of. So they have a little code, and I will write the code in the description box. In fact, I'll link all these products in the description box too, so you can check them out. So I went to their website, filled up my cart with a bunch of different samples, and those came. And then I went back to the Etsy shop and ordered a few more products, a few more full sizes. And then I contacted the company, a question that I had about using the concealer, which I'll get to in a second. And they were so nice that they offered to send me even more products for me to review. So I'm going to be doing a one brand tutorial coming up as soon as I get those products for this company, Pure Anada, because I am so impressed with the things that I've gotten from them so far. So as far as the concealer goes, this I feel is the closest match to my MAC concealer. It has a very moisturizing finish. It doesn't dry during the day. Now, if I don't set it, I notice that it can start to wear away a little bit. So I have been setting it. And in fact, yesterday I wore this just with no foundation. I just used it to touch up like around the mouth and, you know, certain areas like under the eye, whatever, and put on just a light finishing powder. And that was my daytime look yesterday. So the only thing with this, and I'm going to maybe update this when I get the full size, because this little sample size has dried out a bit. You really have to warm it before you apply it. Otherwise you might get, because there's no silicones in the product, it can sometimes, you can get little flakes, but you can feel them kind of dissolve in your hand as you warm the product. And once you warm it, it's creamy, it goes on very easily, and it's kind of becoming the one that I reach for. Out of these three, I reach for that one the most. So you let me know, based on what you saw, what you think of the three, you know, as far as how they looked on me, if the colors looked okay, if they were crinkling or highlighting my, you know, fine lines. I kind of need feedback. And in the meantime, I'm going to sign off because I think that's it. So I hope you all are having a great day today. And, you know, like I said, let me know your thoughts. And give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't. That way you'll know when I come back with that Pure Anada one brand tutorial and other videos. Okay, so that's going to be it for me today. Take care, everybody, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye-bye now.